Hello everyone, this is Steve Gamache. Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. This time we have the Gihei HAP40 Kiritsuke 200mm knife. And as mentioned, the steel is called HAP40. It's a semi-stainless steel, so it's on kind of the edge of stainless as far as chromium content. And what they do is they put a soft stainless cladding on either side of that hard core cutting edge steel. So you can see this is the cladding. There's a kind of a sandblasted finish down here on the blade grind, and then there's your coarse steel, the shiny part, the darker part. This steel is kind of made its way around Chef Knives to Go. It got the name nickname Voodoo Steel just because it's got otherworldly edge retention. They take this typically to a very high hardness, so this one's like 65. Rockwell maybe even a little bit past that. So you're gonna trade off a little bit of durability, but for a ton of edge retention. Sharpening wise, you need some good stones to sharpen this, or diamond film works tremendously well because it cuts great. But this will have just awesome edge retention. If you're in a pro kitchen and you got to do a ton of prep, you want some, really good edge retention, this is a steel you should be looking at. Again, the durability is not as good because it's very hard, but trade-off. So in terms of weight and dimensions, these can vary just a little bit, but this one's 143 grams or 5.0 ounces. Handles are oak, just an octagonal oak handle. This urushi is just a burnt finish on it. Looks really cool. You can see it's kind of sanded down to transition. And then they've got a good seal job there where the handle meets the tang. Very nicely done there. Balance point, going to be a little bit further back just because oak is not the lightest and the blade is pretty light. So there's your balance point. Pinch grip wise, it's fairly neutral. In terms of size, the edge on this is right about 200 millimeters or 7.9 inches. Overall length, about 13.7 inches, 347 millimeters. And then the spine is pretty much just about 2.2, 2.15 all the way down. Fairly stiff knife for being that thin. You've got that corner on that Kiritsuke type tip there where it transitions. And then they get pretty thin at the tip on these with the grind. The grind is pretty close to where you see that visual line there. And then here's it's not a tall knife, so it transitions quickly from the blade down to the edge, from the spine to the edge. But there's your grind. Height is about 39.8 at the heel, so it's not a tall knife. It's almost a bit like a petty. So just there's style on that. So you can do it, but you got to be a little careful if you're going to do board work on this. Keep your fingers there. I think we did. Yeah, we talked about the balance point. Let me make sure I get my beauty shot. So these have a horizontal finish to them, which goes with the knife versus vertical. So if you use it and you start cleaning it, and drying it, you typically go this way with it. So any kind of scratches will kind of flow at that grain on that, so that helps hide that. You've got embossed kanji, the steel type, and the horse logo on the right side of the blade. This is kind of a sandblasted finish on the blade grind down towards the edge, and here's your coarse steel right there. Here's the left side of the blade. No particular markings on it, but you can see that finish right there going with the knife versus vertical. Nice job on fit and finish on these. They polish the spine, they round the edges just a little bit, take it off, and they also clean up the choil and have a little bit of rounding on the edges there, so it's nice and clean. I'll give this a 6 out of 10 on my sharpness scale, so it's pretty sharp out of the box. It could definitely get a little sharper, but it's definitely usable out of the box. Let's look at it on the cutting board. So here's what it looks like on the cutting board. You have a gentle belly throughout. Tip I can get right in there. Tip's fairly low, so I can get right in there where the tip wants to dig in. So you could rock this a little bit. Not a bunch of flat on it, but you can see what that kind of a gentle curve looks like. So that's kind of your cutting edge profile. So if you're looking for something with crazy good edge retention, that's easy to maintain, this might be something that you want to take a hard look at. So this is the Gihei HAP40 Kiritsuke 200mm knife from Chef Knives to Go.